Baseball is dead.
Rest in peace.
It's Thursday. It is the final episode of the week.
Yeah, and you owe me a jersey, bitch.
Yeah, I'll send it to you the second you send me mine.
Oh,
the second you send me the one you owe me.
You are such a weasel. I can smell
Jay,
this
does
on
he
you.
not owe me a jersey?
I don't know.
He still owes me a
dick.
jersey. Yes, you do. We had a preseason prediction jersey bet last year. You never sent me a jersey. So the second I get mine, you'll get yours.
Okay, well, one, I don't look.
Just
I may
because
or may not be guilty.
you of all people, Mr. fucking smoke himself to death, his memory is non-existent, does not mean that it didn't happen. You owe me a jersey from last year. I will send you your jersey when you make good on your jersey bet.
Okay, well then let's start here. All right, because I'm not gonna fully admit to that, but what I will do is allow for the potential, the possibility that may or may not have been agreed upon.
Sure.
And because I am a man of integrity, I would like to just fill that void. So
okay,
you tell me which jersey you need.
Yep.
And I'll go get that. I'll have it sent to you.
Okay.
And then when that arrives, if you feel the need to wait until it arrives, I can respect that.
Sure.
You need to send me mine. And if it's too much to ask, go ahead and throw that fucking go ahead and throw that PS2 that I sent a decade ago. Go ahead and throw that back in there if you can. Well, I don't know what it was. Might have been
also
been a PS3.
Steve Peralt still owes me a jersey from the Dinger Derby last summer.
Well, look, you collect over there in section 10. You collect over there.
In the history of jersey bets in this realm, I have paid up on a jersey bet that I didn't even make or lose to Dallas. I sent him what was it, O'Neal Cruz jersey?
Yes. But you lost.
I didn't even lose a bet. Dallas was just like, "Oh, you owe me a jersey." I was like, "You know what? I'll just send him one anyway." So I have sent you a jersey for not even losing a jersey bet. You owe me a jersey for not even. I don't even remember. What did I say? Dontrell Willis or Jose Fernandez?
Talking all that shit in the hood ain't got no money.
Well, no, I gave you options. I gave you options. I said Dontrell Willis. I said Jose Fernandez. There was the Tony Gwynn, the gold one. Yeah.
Mr. Rocket.
Yes.
Mr. Rocket. I think you're actually underselling your generosity, because I believe that the jersey that I received that's right behind me here, the Harold Baines, was actually a transferred gift.
Yes.
I believe you transferred a debt that Joe owed you.
Yes.
And gave it to me.
Yes.
So Joe bought me the jersey.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Wow.
I lost.
I just didn't want that to go unmentioned.
Thank you. I do recall now. I won a jersey bet with Dallas, did not receive one. I won a jersey bet with Joe, who I then gave to Jayhay out of the kindness of my heart. I won one with Steve, who, in fairness, I haven't told him what I wanted. But I did tell Dallas, I was like, Jose Fernandez, Tony Gwynn, even, you know what, a Dallas Braden jersey. I would love a Dallas Braden jersey from Dallas Braden. But he wouldn't have to pay for that. He could probably just go to like the A's team store and be like, all right, brother, cook me up a 51, brother.
Oh, so you want to take food from my family's mouth is what you want to do.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I do.
I saw Eamon walking around with one in St. Louis, didn't I?
Yeah, I think that was a rental. I think that was like a prom tux. I think he had to actually send that back. Yeah.
No, it was I told he can have the gold.
You lose your deposit if it gets nicked.
Yeah.
I sent him, in full disclosure, I sent him 2 so he could choose to wear which one. Because the one that I had made for him had not arrived yet. And so I wanted to make sure that it was the right size for him. So I sent him those two. Hey,
that was a rental.
No. The only one of those 2 is a rental. I need the solid white one back, because that is a special one that was made by the players on the team that year. Because they were like, yo, we want you to have a fucking players only jersey. So they made me one, which was very nice.
Oh boy, here comes the piss.
But the gold one, all for it. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's T-2 minutes before you're sopping up fucking vitamin C.
He didn't want to be in my lap. Oh. Yeah. It's like, if he doesn't want to be in my lap and he doesn't want to be in his bed, that means I'm pissing on something, brother.
Yeah, your feet. That's what's happening.
Yeah. All right.
Well, you just go ahead and identify which one of those jerseys you would like, and or give me the official list that I can choose from, and we can get that ball rolling.
I get nervous. He's just gonna piss.
He's gonna
piss PTSD.
Yeah, he's gonna. Don't get. Just let it go. It's kind of like Lloyd and Harry. Just go, man.
He's gonna leave the room. I can't have him leave the room. Hold on.
How about a door? Mix in a door for your dog. Is this the least prepared human being for a dog on the planet? On the planet. They have these things called puppy pads you could just throw down in a room like the one you're in for the dog to piss on should it get up and wander away like it has. Your house comes with doors. I've been there. Fucking close one and keep the dog in the room. What have we not nailed down about owning an animal? I'm disappointed.
I don't own one. Yeah, but I've tried to do a pod with kids, and they don't typically go very smoothly.
No, and you can, and they, for the most part, understand things that the dog doesn't early.
Yeah, my kids are both smarter than dogs. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
First time?
He's back.
Yeah. I mean, the idea that we just like wouldn't have a trainer is crazy. Like I'm alone here all day. I cannot be potty training a dog and run a multi-million-dollar media empire at the same time by myself. Can't do it. Yeah.
There's going to be some combos going on in Casa de Carabas. I feel like Thursday late afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah. They've already started.
I mean, there needs to be a list, bud. A list with boxes next to it. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's sit down at the dining room table and have a chat.
Yeah.
Whole family.
Yeah. We're going to have a talk. Let's have a talk about Shohei Ohtani, shall we?
Oh,
yeah.
What do we actually, you know what? Here's where I want to start. Cause I mean, like if Shohei Ohtani hitting a walk-off home run on his bobblehead night is about, the most predictable thing that I've ever heard. Of course he's going to do that. But, what now that the Dodgers have gotten off to an 8-0 start, what realistically is the number? Like, where do we think ultimately the win total will fall?
Why can it not be 120?
That's kind of the number that I had.
Why? I'm serious. That's exactly where I landed. Why can it not be 120? Because that's just one more series than the 0-1 Mariners. That's all that really is, right? That's one more series than the 0-1 Mariners. And I dude, there's no reason that it can't be that. There's just not. I know. I mean, I think after you say that and you look one row over, and it's the San Diego Padres who have started 7-0. It's like, okay, well, is there going to be reasonable back and forth between these two teams all summer long where the Padres could really, I don't know, bite into that total number at the end of the year? They play them 13 times. So if they split, what is that? You know what I mean? 6-7, 7-6. Okay, is there another team that is consistently going to give the Dodgers that sort of run for their money in the division? The thing about division play, and this is what's great about it, is you just can't necessarily predict those things, because for every game that the San Diego Padres win and you stack their productivity against the Dodgers' productivity, does that still give you the sense that they're going to be standing there vying for the end of the division? I don't know. I don't think so. But it's tough to ignore how it started.
I think the fact that you look at the Padres also being unbeaten at 7-0, and it's like, well, the Padres are off to a hot start. The D-backs are going to be good. It's going to be a good division. They don't really play as many division. Like, it's, if you're in a great division, I mean, you're looking at the other teams to see how many games back you are, keeping pace with everyone else, and yada yada. But in terms of the other teams in your division being able to step in and stop you, the opportunity doesn't present itself as much as it used to.
No, 2 series have been wiped away. So you no longer have those 19 game exchanges. That's why I said if you take it down to 13, I mean, for the Dodgers and the Padres to hook up and the Padres to, like I said, give them a good fight, give them a good series at the end of it all. When you look up, if you're the Padres, are you happy with 7-6? I got to believe that you're okay with 7-6 because it's a winning record against the measuring stick in the division. And for the Dodgers, on the flip side, if the pursuit is 120, 7-6 can't happen, even if you're on the plus side of that. It's got to be better. But I still think that there's plenty of hay for them to eat. The Dodgers, this is not only within that division, but within their schedule, man.
I mean, it's kind of crazy that the Padres have started 7-0 and their odds to win the division have gone from 4% to 5%. That's real.
That's a slap. Yes, and that's a slap in the face. You know what? You started
now their playoff odds have gone up, but like
sure,
that's the power of the Dodgers.
Yes.
And obviously they're 8-0, but like you celebrate the Padres starting 7-0, but it's simultaneously like kind of fucking frustrating at the same time. If you're San Diego, you're like, wait, we're 7-0,
well, dude,
and we're still a half game out of the division. Like, what the fuck?
Let me tap into the former player brain for a second, Dallas. If you are in the clubhouse of either the Padres or the D-backs, let's say the Padres, just because they have gotten off to the 7-0 start, whatever. If you play for the Padres right now, are you, even though you're 7-0, have you still kind of like, obviously not conceded the division to the Dodgers, but that they're head and shoulders talent-wise above everyone else? Is your focus, I just want to make it to the playoffs, or are you like, hey, we're 7-0, we can still win the division?
There is if you're showing up here in this room and the idea of winning the division is already is something that you have made peace with, that won't happen, we need to get you out of this room, or we need to take you into this other room so we can get you right, because there's no room for that thought process. There's no room for the lack of confidence there. And every baseball player will tell you that. Every pitcher on the Chicago White Sox will tell you that they're a candidate for the Cy Young, regardless of what you think. And that's just, I think you guys know that that's how that mindset goes. There is no room for giving your opponent that kind of credit this early into the season or at any point in time. And if you are the San Diego Padres, with the way things are going right now, you'd be hard pressed to tell them, hey, can you not compete with these guys in a 4-game series? Is that what you're telling me? You can't. And the answer would be no. So are you aware of who your opponent is? Are you aware of the firepower that comes with them? Absolutely. But are you afraid of that? No. Because ultimately what you've been told is that they're the measuring stick. They're the they're the toast of the division. So you wake up excited and eager each and every day to show yourselves who you are and remind yourselves of who you are as competitors and as athletes and as a team. And hopefully that continues to send that message to the rest of the baseball world. And you're not too concerned with sending that message to the rest of the baseball world. The biggest concern is making sure that you believe in the group that you have in this room. So while you're looking at the Dodgers and what they're capable of, you look in the mirror and you say, and we're going to be the ones to slap these motherfuckers across the face. That's who we are going to be. That has to be the mentality, because you have, in my opinion, you have some of the resources available to you. You have the mix to be competitive with this group. Now, I'm not telling you that at the end of the race, if they were up by 6 lengths in a horse race, that would be shocking, right? Even if there was a secretariat sort of effort from the Dodgers where they were beating everybody by 36 lengths, you wouldn't be surprised. But for the Padres to roll into this season after 7-0 and continue and have any sort of thought that they can't be competitive, no, fuck that.
Okay, so let me jump off that point and ask both of you. The Padres being undefeated and the Braves being winless, which one is more legit?
Oh, man. It feels like the Padres is more legit, because I think you can look at that Braves lineup and you can see some of the holes. You can see some of the weakness, even in the rotation. And I think for the San Diego Padres, there's more of a consistent presence that you feel that you can bank on. And I know that when you look at the Braves, it's really just about guys getting back to form. And we kind of highlighted that. I think Jayhay touched on that beautifully last time around. And that's the separating factor, really. But I think as of right now, it feels more sustainable for the Padres to have that winning type of season than it does for the Atlanta Braves to completely turn things around with this group right now. So I'm going to lean the Padres.
Jayhay?
Yeah, if I have to, like, if it's the question of like the Padres making the playoffs or the Braves crashing out and being a legitimately bad team.
Yeah, that's how I was thinking.
I definitely feel better about the Padres, or feel more legit about the Padres making the postseason. And I think those two are a little bit tied together, though. And it's interesting you asked it that way, because like the Braves have lost something like 30% off their playoff equity since the start of the season. And that has to go to other teams, right? So like that, and the Padres have, I believe, gained something like 15, 17% on theirs. And I know that this is a small sample and that this stuff changes all the time, but like these games also really matter, and they matter just as much as the games in the middle of the summer and at the end of the season. So I think the Braves have real problems, but I still like them as a potential playoff team.
And there's a reason that we say you can't win the division in April, but you can lose it, right? And this is why, is because there can be an effort to make up. You can put together a couple 7 to 10 game winning streaks that get you back to sea level after taking one on the chin for the first 7 games, right? The first week of the season, you get your dick kicked in and you're looking up going, well, fuck, that was tough. We are at the tail end of this division. What's going to happen? But if you win those games early, that doesn't mean that another team isn't going to do exactly what I just said and put together a winning streak and catch you. But if you are already so far behind the 8 ball, I think we all know what it's like to walk into a situation where it's stressful and there's ground to make up. You just don't have the comfort of sort of easing in to your process. Like that process has sort of been expedited now because, hey, I know it's only 7 games into this thing, but boys, we got to start seeing some results. We got to start seeing some results here. And that only starts to build the more L's you take.
It's interesting because when I look at the Braves start, I mean, I don't know. I everyone listening to this podcast is a fan of a team in general. And I'd like to think that you're also baseball fans overall, or else you wouldn't care what other teams are up to and you wouldn't care about the news around the league. But typically when my favorite team has gotten off to a dog shit start to the year, it has stayed dog shit. But that's not to say that's the case always. It's not. I think back to the Houston Astros last year, where they got off to, they were like 9 games under 500 or whatever it was at various points in April and May. And I think the big thing with getting out of something like that is the teams, like the Red Sox, where they don't have veteran leadership and they have a bunch of young guys. They look around, they panic, and they lose confidence. Like maybe we aren't as good as we thought. And then the season continues to tailspin. But if you're a team like the Astros and you look around the room and you've got guys who have been there, done that, been to the postseason, won the World Series, won the division multiple times, you can get off to a start like the Atlanta Braves have gotten off to. Look around the room, say, we've all won at various points in our careers. We've won together. We've won elsewhere. So let's not panic off an 0-8 start. So I'm not worried about the Atlanta Braves because this is a team that has a bunch of dudes that have won at various points in their career. They've won with the Atlanta Braves. And the expectation coming into this year was that the Atlanta Braves are a division winner. I know you guys went to Phil's, but a lot of folks are picking the Atlanta Braves to win the division before the season started. So the talent's obviously there. The lineage of winning is there. So getting off to the shit start that they've gotten off to, I'm not totally rattled by it.
And that's okay if you're not totally rattled by it, but let me just give you some perspective on exactly where they're at as a group. As far as batting average as an entire group goes, there's nobody worse than the Atlanta Braves. As far as on-base percentage is concerned, there's only one team worse than the Atlanta Braves. As far as total slugging percentage as a group goes, again, Jared, there's only one group worse than the Atlanta Braves. So who's worse than the Atlanta Braves when it comes to getting on base? The Colorado Rockies.
Ooh.
That's it. That's who's worse than the Braves right now. Who's not pounding the ball? Well, the Astros, 222 to the fucking Braves, 234 as a group. All right. OPS as a group, Jared, They are last in baseball, 485. So when we talk about the depth that I think they're lacking and the question marks at the back end of or at the tail end of their lineup, I know it hasn't been a great start and we want to keep a level of optimism here, but this is about as bad of a start as you could get off to collectively as a group.
I think the Astros comparison is apt for sure, a good one. The one difference I would draw between the Astros situation last year and the Braves situation this year is that I think the Phillies and probably the Mets are better than any team the Astros were chasing last year. And so like that may not matter for the Braves postseason equity, but I think it matters for their division chances. And obviously that's that's how it ended up going down for the AL West last year. So yes, I picked the Phillies to win. I also acknowledge that the Braves had the second highest World Series odds, I believe, of any team in baseball entering the year behind the Dodgers. So there's a lot of reasons to like them. I'm not out on them, but I do think that matters for winning the division that they're already 5 out.
Yeah. It's just, it's a lot of ground to have to try to make up early and do it consistently. But what it also does and what it can challenge this group to do is when that tide rises, we just got to be consistent. So when they start to get into that nice little run, you start to realize how you're going to win these ball games moving forward. People start to take on roles. And then I think you start to settle in and you get comfortable with how you're going to go about your business. And then when guys start to perform, or maybe even, dare I say, outperform some of their early struggles and they get back to, then now you got something. Now we're cooking, but it's going to take a little while. And Jayhay, you make a great point because that's exactly where my mind was, is what the Astros had to contend with in terms of them clawing their way back. The mountain was not as high, the mountain was not as steep, and there weren't as many boulders on the side of that mountain on the way to the top.
Ultimately, I think that's like a hindsight's 2020 thing, though, because I think the Rangers were coming off a World Series title. So you had to respect them at the time. And also the Seattle Mariners pitching staff was all time. I think it's their offense sucks. But both of those, it's not like they were chasing schlub teams.
No, but isn't it fair to say that both of those groups were flawed to an extent? Because we understand that the Mariners do what they do on the mound, but we also understand that they lack what they lack offensively. And from the Astros perspective, what were you concerned with once your offense started to click? Like, you're a championship club, and you have, to your point, Jared, about the Braves, you have guys in this lineup who know how to win. So from an Astros perspective, if you're telling us that we're going up against this 3-headed, 4-headed, 5-headed monster of this rotation in Seattle, but we also have our guys in our lineup clicking, we like our odds because we can pitch pretty damn well ourselves. And
sorry. And the other point, I mean, to Jared's argument, the point that the Braves have in their favor too is that I don't recall the Astros missing pieces like what the Braves are missing as part of their slow start, right? I'm not saying that they were 100% optimal, but they were not missing Ronald Acuna and they were not missing Spencer Strider. They were not missing literally their best players on both sides of the baseball. So again, like I think Fangraphs has the Braves still winning 88 games, which means they're projected to go 80. All of that winning is projected to happen from here on out, right? So and that's the second best record in Major League Baseball for the rest of the season. So lots of reasons for optimism, but you can't get back the 7 games that you've given away so far.
No.
They still have a better chance of making the playoffs than the Mets, despite starting 0-7.
Yeah, they're still at what, 60 whatever percent?
68.8.
Yeah.
Mets are at 60.
Despite the fact that a team has literally never made the postseason after starting 0-7. That's a fact. Granted, the postseason structure is different now.
Yes.
So you got to take that into consideration.
You do.
But up until now, no team has ever started 0-7 in baseball and made the playoffs.
Well, it's about to be the first team. The 2025 Atlanta Braves, first team in baseball history to make the
April
playoff.
3rd, you're calling it?
I'm calling it. First team in baseball history to make the playoffs after starting off 0-7.
I think I think we're all calling it, because don't we all have the Atlanta Braves in the postseason?
I have them winning the division, which obviously doesn't sound super promising at the moment, but I'm still not going to back off of it. 7 games.
Yeah, that's all right. You're the same guy who lets your dog run around in a technologically laced place and just turn it into a urinal. So you make decisions all the time that may not work out. I
have no help, Dallas. You're lucky you have a Meg. I have a D-Train. She works. She has 2 kids.
I mean, the Braves' odds to win the division are still 8 times higher than the Padres. One of them's 7-0, one of them's 0-7.
Yeah, that's tough. They don't believe in them Padres. I mean, at least they're over 50%, yeah?
For the playoffs, yeah. I'm just saying the division, they're still at 5. It's tough.
The reason why I owe Dallas Braden a jersey is because MLB season is here and Underdog Fantasy wants to make it a lot more interesting. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats, strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. Make entries of all baseball, mix and match across your other favorite sports. You can win up to 100 times your money, and it's a ton of fun. It was not a ton of fun for me yesterday because I picked Kyle Tucker to homer for a 6th consecutive game, which he was unable to do. Meanwhile, Dallas Braden selected Brent Rooker to homer for a 3rd consecutive game, yeah, or 4th, 3rd, 3rd. Kind of like the same as many wins as the Cubs had against the A's, 3 straight.
I mean, you didn't have to throw the straight part in there. Could have just been, could have just been 3. Could have left it at that, and that'd have been fine.
No,
everybody would have understood.
Got swept.
Yeah,
absolutely got swept. You guys want to pick some homers for tonight?
Ooh.
Yes.
I'd love to.
My guy didn't homer, but he did get paid after we got off the pod.
Yeah, can we?
Ketel Marte.
We'll get Ketel Marte. Yeah, we'll get to
we'll get to that. I understand.
Well,
I'm talking to Dallas. Dallas is ready to go on a fucking 20-minute tangent about this. We're picking homers, Dallas. No.
The baseball gods in their bag last night.
Yeah, we're picking homers right now.
I mean, I want to look at data.
Plate.
I want to look at data before I just start throwing shit out there.
I mean, you literally threw shit out there yesterday and you hit. Like, it's as simple as
Brent Rooker was my guy. Brent Rooker was going to be my pick, period.
But yes or no, did you look at data or did you just see that he was on a hot streak and picked him?
I knew what was coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the data already logged. The data was already logged. I'm preparing for the game. The data was logged.
You got D-backs Yankees tonight. You got Astros Twins at 4 Eastern. Couple 1:00 games on the slate. Rockies Phils, Red Sox Orioles, and then you also have the grand finale of the slate, which is Reds Brewers at 7:40 Eastern.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Kyle Schwarber for contributing to my home run. Yes.
Wow. Schwarbs with the dinger today.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Havens?
I'm going to go with the guy who's already got 3 long balls this season, and he's facing a guy who literally could not stop giving up home runs the last time we saw him on the mound. I'm going to take Matt McLain going up against Nestor Cortez.
Yeah, Nestor Cortez stinks.
That seems like the unstoppable force against the immovable object. 3 homers already for McLain, and obviously Nestor gave up 5 in 17 batters faced.
Yeah, it's not good.
So that's my pick.
It's a good pick.
Thanks.
Maybe I'll stay in that realm. That Rockies lineup looks dreadful. By the way, follow Underdog MLB on Twitter. They always have the lineups ready every single day, which is fantastic.
They're so fast.
Super fast. When news breaks, they've got the graphic. They've got everything ready to go. And you've got full lineups for every team that plays the second that they drop all in one place. So Underdog MLB is the Twitter handle, and I have the post notifications turned on for that reason. Do I want to go Tyler O'Neill? No, I don't. Tanner Houck traditionally, at least in the first half, is not a big allow home runs guy. You know what? Maybe my pick is going to be Bryce Harper.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
There you go.
Against Antonio Senzatella.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bryce Harper for my homer pick.
You got Antonio getting his tits lit, huh?
Yeah,
I tell you, Jared, they're going to be battling it, though, because there are some snow flurries about, and it is a brisk 32 degrees as we sit here right now in
Ball's gonna carry.
Lovely Colorado.
Yeah, ball's going to carry. Yeah, it was fucking raining here this morning. It was like 33 degrees. I'm like, how is this not snow? Just 1 degree away from a little bit of snow or some sleet. Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared. That is JARED to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared.
I'm not trying to call Dallas out, but just, because we're a podcast of integrity, just want to note for the listeners, games in Philly.
You know what? That's a good call. That's a great call. I'm just here in Colorado. And so
no, I know. I just wanted to, I thought they might, it's not so much a you thing as I could hear them listening and getting confused on their end. So I just wanted to clean it up.
What does it matter that it's snowing in Colorado? It doesn't. I just wanted you guys to have a feel for where these bats were coming from a few days ago.
Right.
They've probably since warmed up, and that's why the homers are going to start coming. Duh.
My preseason predictions for Cy Young looked pretty fucking good last night. Garrett Crochet, 8 shut against
Good
the
pick.
Orioles.
Solid.
Good pick.
Zach Wheeler, 10
Wheeling
punchies. Oh, yeah.
Wheeling.
You got any Zach Wheeler Nuggs, Jayhay, that's going to make me feel better about my Cy Young pick in the National League?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked. He continued a streak now that dates back to last season of going at least 6 innings and allowing no more than 2 runs. That streak is now up to 13 straight starts. He is the first person to run a streak of that long, even over multiple seasons, since Felix did so in 2014. And here is the list of the pitchers all time to do that: Josh Johnson, Ubaldo Jimenez, Greg Maddux, Mike Scott, Doc Gooden, and Tom Seaver. That's it.
It's pretty good company.
So
was that
pretty good
2010 Ubaldo Jimenez?
Yeah, it was 9 to 10. Yep.
Yeah.
Tail end of 9 into 10.
Love me some Ubaldo Jimenez.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's some high level pitching that he's up against, but he continues to throw himself into those categories, right? We talked about that before about the lack of a Cy Young, lack of hardware. You obviously think he's going to get it this year, and God damn it, he's off to a pretty good start.
As he usually tends to do.
Yes, he's as much of a lock as pretty much any pitcher in baseball for his level of production.
It's got to be the year, fellas. It's got to be the year. He's out to he's made 2 starts. He has struck out more batters than anybody in the league. The whip is 0.53. The ERA is 1.38. I know we're talking 13 innings. Shut the fuck up. I'm just saying.
No.
12 and a half strikeouts per 9. Just keep the pace, brother. We were so close last year. Again. Last year was his second Cy Young runner-up. Let's break through this year.
Well, he's got some competition.
It might be heartbreaking, though, that right as his window was kind of like at its best, then along came Paul Skenes, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, man. That's like, you might just be a victim of timing. Because Skenes has a 1.46 and a FIP to go along with it. So
Skenes is pretty good. That photo shoot,
he is good.
I know a lot of people are making fun of the photo shoot. I loved it.
Got to think it's tongue in cheek, right?
I loved it. Even if it was dead serious, I loved it.
If it's dead serious, it's a little.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to hate on it. I'd have more questions if it was dead serious, but yeah, I think it's fine.
For a guy,
what's your favorite picture? What was your favorite picture of the spread?
The piano one, obviously. Yeah. That was it had some Ron Burgundy vibes to it. I think with that photo, do you understand how hard it is to be arguably the best in the world at what you do from a talent perspective. Also be tall, attractive, have an attractive girlfriend, and rich, and still be likable. That is borderline impossible to do.
I was gonna say, feel like I'm nailing it. Yeah.
That is borderline impossible to do in today's society. To be the best in the world at your craft.
I thought Jared would just
throw 100 and something miles an hour, be attractive, tall, smoking girlfriend, rich. And people are like,
my
you know what?
fastball's all relative.
Fucking love this guy. You know?
Yeah. It's because he's not
very hard to do.
It's because he's not an asshole. And that's really easy to do. To not be an asshole, it's really easy to do.
That's not easy to do. I think when you've got that going on for you, it's hard to be a good guy, or at least like a nice, pleasant guy, likable guy.
No, see, I think that's an indictment on you, my friend, because that would give
I've never lived that life. So how is that an indictment on me?
Because that's what you
like. I'm saying Alex Rodriguez. You know, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about how like other people who have checked the boxes that Paul Skenes has, they were not liked human beings.
Right. And I would say that you and A-Rod much more alike than you and Paul Skenes.
I disagree.
You would. And I understand why. And that's fine. But A-Rod, asshole. Paul Skenes, not an asshole.
I'm very nice, as Justin Havens illustrated earlier in the program.
No. That was bullshit too.
Wow.
Yeah. He's got it all going for him.
I don't know how this turned into hate speech against me on my birthday, by the way. When I was just pointing out how cool Paul Skenes is. That makes you the asshole.
Do you have any birthday plans that you're able to share? I mean, I know you don't want to like give out locations and stuff like that. You'll have to. I've been cleaning up piss. I'm a piss behind. There's a piss downstairs that I didn't have a chance to mop up. So I'm going to finish this podcast. I'm going to clean up some piss, maybe some shit, depending on what he's doing down there right now. Eat some lunch. Birthday piss and shit cue.
Yep. Red Sox game starts at 1. Gonna watch the game. My parents and my sister are coming by for dinner. The D train's gonna whip up, and then we got to do section 10, and I'm gonna go to bed. It's gonna be the most non-birthday birthday of all time.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think my mom's making me brownies, so I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, because we didn't get to do the opening day live stream at my house, which is when she would have brought me the brownies. So she was like sad that she couldn't make me the brownies. I was like, Ellen, like my birthday's a week after. Just make me the brownies for my birthday.
Tell me more about
Jayhay had the brownies, yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're delicious.
They were excellent. It was part of what I was looking forward to about opening day. So I'm looking forward to the next time I get to stream at the house. And I have a slight preference for the ones with nuts if Ellen is listening.
Mm-hmm.
But don't go out of your way just for me. Just like if the crowd wants the nuts, then I'd get behind that.
Well, she's a crowd pleaser, so she'll go nuts and no nuts as well. What's up, Dallas? What's going on, brother?
I saw she had a very nice post on Instagram.
She did, yeah. I don't repost birthday stuff. I don't call attention to it. But I did want to let Dallas know that he's a piece of shit.
Well, I'm friends with Ellen.
Yeah. Yeah. Something wrong, Dallas?
Nothing's wrong.
Oh, I'm just making sure.
Everything's sweet. Sweet as brownies. Everything.
Sure. Jake, when's the next time we're going to do a live stream here?
I think we're talking next week. I mean, the live show on Friday is going to be live on YouTube, but actual stream probably next week.
Okay. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. When do the shitbag A's come to Boston? Probably not till September, yeah?
Whoa. Yeah. When the leaves turn. We'll see you in September, pal.
Yeah.
You're going to get a steady diet.
Nice time to come to New England.
It's a great time to come to New England. Maybe if the A's get their shit together, then one of those games will be like nationally broadcasted. So you'll be like in town and then you can come by for the stream, do a little A's. But I doubt it. I doubt it, which is unfortunate. Dallas, what do you know about Via?
Oh, I know that in terms of creating a bridge between me and where I need to be when it comes to catching them Z's, Via, leader in the clubhouse. I don't know that there's a close second either.
I don't know that there is either, if we're being honest. Now that I'm a father of 3, I need all the help I can get going to bed when I have a screaming puppy. That's where Via comes in. Via's been great in terms of the range of products that they offer. But once you find that sweet spot, that one product you're looking for, that's when it's perfect.
The dreams.
Dallas, I know
the dreams gummies.
Because 420 is right around the corner, and you obviously know this. I'll never forget 420 2019.
You thought you were walking on the Milky Way.
That was abuse, brother. 420 is right around the corner. There's no better time to elevate your wellness routine, whether you want to relax, recharge, or refocus. Via has the perfect lineup for you. If you haven't tried them yet, you're seriously missing out, obviously. Whether you need to unwind, which who doesn't, refocus, or boost your mood, Via is here to enhance your everyday and night. Trusted by over 500,000 happy customers, including me, Dallas, Jayhay, and Jake. Via is changing the game in natural wellness, blending powerful, high-quality hemp-derived ingredients to deliver real effect-driven benefits. Whether you're looking to sleep better, which I am, improve focus, recover, or simply relax, Via has a tailored solution just for you. With products ranging from 0 to high cannabinoid, right?
Yes.
Cannabinoid levels, Via lets you fully customize your experience to fit your needs. Whether you're looking to support your daily wellness routine, enhance focus or clarity, or unwind with deep relaxation, Via has you covered. From their award-winning effect forward gummies to calming drops, every Via product is thoroughly crafted, made with organic, lab-tested hemp sourced from trusted, independent, American-owned farms. And the best part, Via legally ships across the USA. Discreet, direct to your door, no medical card required, and backed by a worry-free guarantee. You're not sure where to start? Okay, well, you can take Via's product finder quiz to get personalized recommendations tailored to your needs. It takes you less than 60 seconds to complete the finder quiz. So if you're 21 plus, treat yourself to Via's annual Spring 420 sale. Black Friday level savings up to 35% site-wide right now, up to 50% off packs and bundles, and get a free gift plus more savings with your first order using our exclusive promo code, which of course is BID, at the link in our description. Plus, you can enjoy free shipping on orders over $100. That's pretty great. If you're 21 plus, check out the link to Via in our description and treat yourself to Via's annual Spring 420 sale. Black Friday level up savings. 35% site-wide right now. That is promo code BID. BID. Plus enjoy free shipping on orders over $100. That's promo code BID at the link in our description. And when you purchase from them, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them BID sent you. Enhance your everyday with Via. Shout out to Via for sponsoring today's podcast. Especially so close to Dallas's favorite holiday.
It's a good one.
It is funny that your reference to 420 2019, that we just happened to be in a town with sparkly sidewalks, right? When you were just walking on those and
wasn't sure.
Yeah, right. Because most towns don't have those, right?
No.
No. I think about that sometimes when that story comes up.
Yeah.
It was just great watching. Like if you've ever watched a dog with little mittens on their feet for the first time and how they're walking around, how they're like,
yeah,
that's
a little Bambi ass.
Yeah, I know you can't hear me walking as you're listening to this, but just imagine a dog for the first time wearing those little fucking mittens, trying to trample through snow and the little bing, 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 bing. Jared, if you could ever watch somebody walk and try to hold on to the earth at the same time, that's what Jared was doing.
Walking,
he was like trying to ride a wave, but the wave was
line, but feeling like gravity was pulling you towards like your ass. It wasn't fair.
Yeah, and things have gotten significantly better since then, Jared. Significantly better. We have continued to unlocking access to different cannabinoids that have different effects. So,
sure,
buddy, it's a smorgasbord of effect that you're looking for.
Shout out to science. You know,
yes. And seriously, shout out to a place like Viat, because when you do the work and you put all of this stuff together and you come up with shit that can offer you so many different avenues of pleasure and effectiveness, it is a big shout out to science.
How come you didn't ask Jake what his pick was for the home run today, Dallas?
You asked.
You don't value his opinion? Yeah, I asked you, but why didn't you ask?
Pick.
Yeah. Why didn't you ask Jake? You didn't care?
Well, because you were asking everybody, and I wasn't going to bring up the fact that you left Jake out.
But you didn't
like
ask
maybe you.
Jake. Well, I mean, because I saw in The Athletic that Baseball is Dead is like Dallas Braden's podcast. It was like Dallas Braden and a bunch of fucking cocksuckers or something, whatever they wrote. Who was that? Ken Rosenthal? Who wrote the story? I don't know. Someone with The Athletic wrote a story being like, yeah, Dallas Braden, A's broadcaster, does a podcast called Baseball is Dead with a bunch of dipshits. So I was just, I don't know. I purposely didn't ask Jake because I was like, it was a test. Does he really think there were a bunch of dipshits? And it seems like that's the case. Yeah.
No. I mean, look, Jake and I have our production meetings for our Boston Red Sox podcast that you should check out sometime separately. Yeah. And the discussions happen there. And I mean, I don't want to call it like a backdoor Slack channel, but that's just kind of how Jake and I flow. I mean, if you want me to do your job right now and ask Jake, then
I already know who he's going to pick. I already know who he's going to pick. You don't know who he's going to pick.
I got a pretty good idea who he's not going to pick.
Who's he not going to pick?
Do you want me to throw that name out there?
Sure.
Is there anybody in the lineup, in your lineup, in the Red Sox lineup today that, like, if you had to pick one person in your lineup that was not going to hit a home run today, Jared, who would it be?
Rafael Devers had 2 hits last night, you fucking asshole. He had an RBI double as well.
Were either one of those homers?
One of them was an extra base hit.
So no homer.
Well, he didn't hit a home run yet, but that doesn't mean he's off the schneid. He's off the schneid, Dallas, as they say in bowling.
About time.
Yeah.
Been here a week.
I'd be more concerned if I were you.
Hey, I'm talking to Jake right now, pal.
Go ahead, talk to Jake. Talk to your podcast co-host.
Fucking mute this fucking mutant over there.
Wow.
Jake, talk to me, bud. Long balls are flying today. Which one's flying off the bat of your favorite guy? Who's your dude?
Well, thanks for getting around to asking, Dallas. I'm going to go with Rafael Devers. He's seeing the ball well. The guy's on fire. He's due for one. Let's go, Rafi.
A great.
I think, you know what, Jake, between you and I, that's probably one of the better picks because as we have seen yesterday, off the schneid, right? Couple knocks, RBI, extra base hit. So I think if there's anybody in that lineup, if I was going to pick one person in that lineup, it's Scoops. There's really not another option. There's not another option. It's a solid pick, Jake.
It's a great pick, Jake. Love the pick. 10 out of 10 pick. Did you have anything that you wanted to add, Jake, to the Garrett Crochet 8 shutout innings performance last night?
It's just nice to have an ace, man. We had an ace appearance on the pod this morning. We got pocket aces in Boston. I don't think that's any coincidence. Guy's filthy. Excited to keep watching him.
First start after getting breaded up, Dallas. You know,
and the you know what I love is watching. Well, that's what I was going to say. And I think this is a fair place to drop. The baseball gods were in their bag yesterday because everybody that was signing an extension that had gotten breaded up was and it, like, from the Ohtani walk-off on the bobblehead to Jackson Merrill signing a fucking 9-year, 163 whatever it is $1 million contract. He pops one. Crochet extension, H shut, Dealfest. I mean, it was just a great day for the baseball gods to go, hey, you know what? Fuck it. Everybody's going to have some fun today. Everybody's going to have some fun. And that was just really cool. It was a really cool day in baseball for all of the reasons I just laid out. Because when those names pop up and you want to see something cool, you want cool shit to happen, they were like, done, obliged.
So the one name that we haven't mentioned in terms of the extension frenzy that's gone on, Ketel Marte agreed to a 6-year, $116.5 million contract extension, which begins this season. Deal runs through 2030, includes a player option in 2031 for $11.5 million. This deal replaces the 5-year, $76 million contract that he signed back in 2022. With incentives, the deal could go up to $50 million. So again, not to bring this back to the Red Sox, but I was on 98.5 The Sports Hub last night with Tony Maserati, and he was saying because of the deal that Kristian Campbell signed, which we'll get to, Kristian Campbell signed an extension for $60 million, and he was saying he cost himself $100 million, whatever. He's throwing numbers out there. And I was like, it's not uncommon for a team to extend the extension. If Kristian Campbell ends up being a guy that's like a 7-win player, then they'll be like, okay, like we haven't signed until he's 30. Like, let's rip this one up and pay him what he's worth. Because you don't want to have a situation on your hands where the player regrets signing the contract and then he's looking around at everyone else and what they're getting, and he's like, well, fuck, I got a raw deal here. Like, that's kind of what happened with Marte. Marte was what, second in MVP voting last year?
Mm-hmm.
He was second?
Third. Fourth.
Huh?
Third. Yes,
Third.
yes. Ohtani and
Really?
then Lindor. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Lindor. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Third.
100% sure it was third. I confirmed it. Yep.
There you go. So, guy like that, you sign a deal, 5 years, $76 million. You finish third for MVP. They're like, you know what? Let's give you some more years. Let's rip that deal up and let's pay you like a guy that finishes third for MVP. So good on the D-backs for having to do that. Yeah. Like, they didn't have to do that.
That's a perfect world too. That's a perfect world because, and I hate to take it back to the Red Sox, but with the way that they have operated here recently, and sure, they just signed Crochet to the extension, but the way that they waited out the Alex Bregman situation and eventually got their man. Do you think that there could be a little artery in that group where we're going to wait that out? Like, you're going to live out this contract and then we'll revisit that at the end. Like, we're going to squeeze every bit of the juice out before we throw another layer on there.
I mean, he signed the deal, you know, like,
I'm not saying no, because the examples you're giving almost makes you wonder, well, has that started to creep into the mind of a Ronald Acuna Jr.? Is Ozzie Albies having those thoughts, right? Like, what, fuck, man, did I really, because we always say giving that opportunity to make that kind of money at that point in time in your career, it's really hard to turn down generationally impacting dollars. And that's what both of those fellas did. And you got to believe that Kristian Campbell is in the same boat. $60 million is a lot of fucking money, boys. That's a lot of money. And I don't care how you slice it, with where you're at, just getting to the big leagues, if there's any sort of thought about wanting to secure your future, that happens. Now you can go and play. Fantastic. But I think you do at times run the risk of what you're saying, finding a player say to themselves, am I really going to sweat it out for the last 2 years with this club? Or do I, would I like to be somewhere else?
I find the deal itself fascinating, actually, the Marte one. I mean, the Christian Campbell one, which I know we'll get to, is a little bit more straightforward. I feel like it's a young player securing a lot of money and a team getting a significant discount on a player with star upside. But like the Marte thing, I think is a little bit more nuanced because they had him under. It's not like he was a free agent after this season or even after 26. Like they had options on him, I believe, through 2027. So they had him under contract for an extended period of time and still chose to do this. They had a club, the deal ran through 27 and they had a club option for 28. So we're literally talking about a situation where they had him under control for 3 seasons beyond this one and still decided to tear that up and give him a new deal. And I think it speaks to the motivations for both sides. Like the reporting on it says that the D-backs are actually saving money this year, $5 million specifically. And the GM Hazen went on the record and said that was, not the motivation, but helps them in the near term. And obviously Marte guarantees himself a lot of money at an average annual value that is, significantly lower than, an MVP candidate would receive. That being said, you're still paying for what inevitably is going to be the downside of Ketel Marte's career. Like he's already in his age 31. So we're talking about now having paid him through his late 30s with this new deal, even if the AAV isn't crippling. It's interesting in a lot of different ways, I think.
Well, I think you touched on it, Jayhay. It's about, hey, we can give you these extra years if you can provide us with the flexibility, and that's going to help us here in the interim, and we'll be able to maybe do some other things to supplement this roster comfortably where things would have looked different with your deal still in place.
And you got to think that Marte is looking at it like, yeah, I had an MVP caliber season last year, but I'm not realistically going to be able to hit free agency at this point until I'm 34 years old. Mm-hmm. And what sort of deal, what sort of guarantee what is the quality of my play at that point? So, to me, it's like it's a real signature win for Ketel Marte's side. I'm not saying it's a loss for the D-backs because we've laid out their motivations for doing it. Sure. And they can obviously afford to do so, but him guaranteeing himself, a significant amount of additional money when he could not have gotten out of that deal that he was currently in for several more seasons, I do think is a nice boon.
Yep.
I just did the math quickly, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in his 4 years of arbitration, so 22 through 25, he made $70.8 million going through arbitration. And you've got Christian Campbell, who will make $1 million this year, $2 million next year, $3 million the year after, $4 million the year after that, $6 million in 29, $9 million in 30. So
19 through arbitration is what he'll make, or is slated to make, right? 19 million through arbitration, Campbell.
15. Yeah, 19 in arb. And then he not gave up, but his free agent years would have been 2031, 13 million, 16 million, $19 million club option, and then a $20 million. How long is the Campbell deal? 8 years plus 2 option years. So I almost am. It's a fucking great deal for the Red Sox, obviously, but I'm almost willing to guarantee that this deal gets ripped up and he gets paid significantly more money.
I mean, for 8 years,
for 10 years.
Okay. So if you're talking about a 10-year window for this franchise, Jared, and he's a big part of it, wouldn't it stand to reason that he would be a big part of why you would be able to have flexibility within that window?
Sure.
So
if there's a world where he's your best player, you don't want to fuck your best player.
No, you don't want to fuck your best player, but you just said it. He signed the deal.
Yeah.
Right? You just said that. So if I'm
they don't
Craig
have
Breslow,
to do it,
and I'm sitting,
I would do right.
And I'm sitting at year 7. And I'm sitting at year 7 knowing I got 3 more years of this dude's control, 3 more years of this dude's service. And if he's a he's a top 20 player in the league, like this is why we signed the deal. This is why we put it in front of him so many years ago, so that if this happened, we would be in a position to utilize the flexibility and help, I don't want to say help build around him, but help continue to bring in resources that continue to keep that competitive window ajar.
It's basically 10 years, $100 million.
I am super hesitant to ever even lightly criticize a player for financially based reasons like this. And I'm not really going to do that with Kristian Campbell, but
you want to.
I will say, I will say that it seems exceptionally team friendly.
Very.
And I don't think we don't live in a vacuum. So like the first deal, when I saw the years and the terms, and the amount of experience that he has, the first deal that popped into my head was Corbin Carroll's with the D-backs. And like Corbin Carroll's with the D-backs was signed almost exactly 2 years ago. Okay. And he got a taste in 22 before he signed it in 23, but he only got a taste, man. He got 115 plate appearances spread across 32 games in 22 before they inked him to an 8-year extension in March of 23 for over 100. It was $111 million that could reach 134 if the one option is exercised. So we're talking about 8 and 111 versus, and if the option's exercised, 9 and 134 versus the reports here that say 8 and 60 versus, or 10 and 100 or something like that, right? Isn't Kristian Campbell's 8, the initial terms are 8 and 60? Am I right?
8 and 60 with the two options makes it 10 for 100. Yeah.
Okay. So that is definitively less money than what Corbin Carroll got. And we're 2 years further down salary escalation cycle, right? And we can debate whether Kristian Campbell is exactly as good of a prospect as Corbin Carroll, but they seem to me to be in the same general sphere of elite potential star level prospects. And I think the fact that Campbell took a lot less money up front is noteworthy in some way. It's not a criticism. He's guaranteed himself a lot of money. I would always take these deals because I don't have that I would always be afraid of turning down a guaranteed life-changing amount of money. But it does seem a little team friendly.
It's very team friendly, but I think also, the dude's played 7 big league games and you're putting $100 million in front of a guy. Like, I get it. I believe in the player. So I'm looking at it, just factoring in that he's going to be well worth it, if not one of the biggest financial steals in baseball. But from the Red Sox perspective, if you're John Henry, you're cutting a check for $100 million, not based on 6 or 7 games at the big league level. You're not just like looking at that sample and saying, I'm in. It's all the under the hood stuff that they've been seeing for the last year, going back to like he was an A-ball a year ago. Now he's a $100 million player in the big leagues.
I want to ask you guys this because I'm the one who's lived it. I want to ask you guys from a different perspective of living it. What does it do for you as baseball fans? What does it do for you, Jared, as a fan of a team who has inked a player to this sort of deal? To think that baseball and the industry is maybe getting more and more and more comfortable with identifying some of these younger players, and whether you want to call it a low risk endeavor because of what the teams will ultimately be able to make up over a decade worth of committing $100 million potentially to one young player. Does it excite you? Do you start to see this as a trend that will continue? Is this a wise investment, do you believe, as a fan, as fans of teams who you just want to see win? All right, so I need you to remove part of the brain that has a real understanding of this business and just go to the layman fan perspective and say, fuck yeah, man, if they're giving young guys this kind of money, I'm all for it. Like this makes sense. This is good. I want all. Is that something you're excited about? Is this something that you can see sustained?
I'm fucking stoked, Dallas. Like, there is part of me that has concern about the 5-6 years down the line. I don't want him to become bitter. I don't want him to regret signing the deal. But the fan in me is like, fuck yeah. Like, because I believe in the player so much that I know we just got a steal for this guy. I don't want him to look back and be like, I was a 22-year-old kid that got taken advantage of, and not taken advantage of, but like maybe I was a little bit overzealous, and maybe I didn't I don't know who his agent is, but it's like, Scott Boras would not have allowed this to happen, I don't think. So I want players to get their worth always. I put that above my fandom. Like it's hard for me to look at it and be like, this is a huge win for me. I'm happy that, he's going to 60 million. There's probably people working 9-to-5 jobs right now being like, brother, you're fucking really crying tears for a dude that just signed for $60 million. Like, he's going to be just fine. I get that.
Right.
But there is a world where it's just simple economics. You have to remove the fact that, there's people listening that make $90K a year salaries and they work really fucking hard. And it's like, brother, I would love to, be cutting checks for $60 million and have that be an insult. But it's just basic economics. You just have to remove that part of it. But
so that's what I'm getting at is the boys and girls on the scaffoldings who are banging away from fucking 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and just want to get home to watch the Sox because that's where they get their fucking reprieve. Like, they've got to be excited about having that guy for potentially 10 years. And I want to believe that they're looking at it going, yeah, because guess what? If another dude like this comes along within this window, I want to see him sign that dude up to the same kind of deal to keep this window open. Jayhay, if you have somebody roll through your organization and the guards are like, you know what? Fuck, we're doing this, dude. We're absolutely doing this. Here's a 9-year piece with 2 options, and we're keeping you around. You're going nowhere. Are you excited about that? Or is there a little hesitation because you're like, well, you know what? I want the player to be able to get breaded up. And I feel like, how do we feel?
I mean, I don't have to treat it as a hypothetical. I mean, my entire childhood's memories were built on arguably the front office that popularized this approach. I mean, the early, mid, late 90s Cleveland front office, which ended up populating 75% of the other front offices in Major League Baseball by the time that tree was over, still going. They made this famous, quote unquote, and that's what allowed that team to sustain that success. And when that dried up, it coincided with Cleveland's run having to be recycled or drying up for a time period. And the modern version of that is the Jose Ramirez contract. His initial, not the current one, his initial contract was, I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I say one of the great team side wins in modern contract history. And so, yeah, how did that make me feel? I don't know, 4 years, 26 million with 2 club options. I was happy that Jose Ramirez was a part of the team. There's also the part of me that realizes that, in the sport that he plays, he was tragically underpaid. And so there is a conflict for me about that. And I can't turn that side of it off, even if I understand that as I'm watching it, I make a lot less money than that. Right. So it's those are 2 different spheres. But yeah, I mean, the Kristian Campbell thing specifically, that he could not contribute any additional value to the Red Sox moving forward, and they could have essentially a $60 million loss, and it just really shouldn't really matter over an 8-year period for a team like that. And that's why this is a win for a team operating in a Guardian sphere. This is something well beyond a win for a team operating in Boston's economic sphere to get a guy who could legitimately get MVP votes if his development goes the way that a lot of people think, on a contract where if he's actually anywhere near that good, he could satisfy the terms of the contract in a year or a season and a half worth of production. It's just, it is kind of like a modern Ronald Acuna Jr. contract in a way. I know we already brought that up, but it does feel like in a year and a half, we could be having a similar type of conversation. even if Campbell's not winning actual MVPs like Acuna.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could look as recently. I know Acuna is always going to be the example of, superstar player, signed early, got a lot of money relative to, everyone else here, but not relative to the rest of the league for the talent level. How about Jackson Merrill? It's a difference of Kristian Campbell played 6 games, 7 games, and got 10 years for 100, call it, including the options. And Merrill got 9 years for 135 because he played out 1 year. It's like if
with
Campbell,
no option risk.
Well, yeah.
Right. If Campbell had just played out his first big league season, then signed his extension, what does that look like? Because he's already at half a win above replacement a week into his big league career. So what does that look like at the end of the year? What could he have asked for at the end of year 1?
I know I'm really hammering home how team friendly this stuff is, but and Fangraphs dollars per WAR calculation, you can say this is off by a couple $1 million in either direction. I don't really care. But Corbin Carroll last year, definitively disappointing relative to the expectations entering the season, what he had done the year before, all that sort of stuff. Per Fangraphs, he was worth $32 million last year. Okay. Because that was 4 wins above replacement. So that kind of just, it is a little bit is what it is, right? And so Kristian Campbell, I feel like his floor is high enough where even if he's not the star that we're talking about, we're still probably looking at a 2 to 3 win player, right?
I was going to say 15 to 20 mil easily.
Right. So in order for him to satisfy this deal for the Red Sox, it's just there are so many pathways to do it in over the terms of the deal. And I don't know. It's congratulations to him on guaranteeing himself a life-changing amount of money, which I don't want to get lost, but precedent would say that it's very team friendly.
Very team friendly. I would love for someone to offer me $100 million and have the reaction be like, they're fucking him. they're absolutely porking him.
I hope all of us have that opportunity to feel that way someday.
Yeah.
That we're getting ripped off for $100 million.
Yep. Dallas, any thoughts on the Cubs sweeping the shit out of the A's?
Pretty good team. Good offense. Pretty good team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to tell you, Seiya Suzuki fucking went off. Good Lord. And the power display to all fields. I'll say this, the ball that he hit out to right yesterday is probably a double off the wall, because that wall is 5 feet high, 4.5 feet high.
So you're saying that they're cheating? They're cheating?
Well, no.
Okay.
I'm saying
right.
that would have been a double if it was at a ballpark with a normal sized wall. That's all. But that was,
so it's bullshit. You're saying it's bullshit?
That was impressive. No, the homer. I believe the homer.
Dallas Braden says bullshit ass Cubs steal 3 from the A's.
How many ballparks would that last homer that he hit be a homer in? I don't know. Does it get out in Yankee Stadium? Maybe it's off. Maybe it's off the top of that wall. Fuck, I don't know.
You're blaming the ballpark.
I tell you what I take away from watching the Chicago Cubs is how much I love watching Pete Crow Armstrong. I mean, I've watched him just outrun multiple baseballs in the outfield. And you know it when you see it happen, where a ball is driven to the gap and your mind, your eyes, the sound, everything that I've watched my entire life has trained me for this ball to be landing on the warning track, short hopping the wall. The fielder plays the care, and twice he ran down baseballs that were absolutely pissed on, and he did it easily, very easily. And there's balls in front of him that would probably fall in front of lesser defenders, and he's cruising in easily, gathering these balls. The base running. I mean, I watched him just turn a routine single into a double because he's fast as fuck. Just I watched him,
boy.
I watched him beat out a 3-hopper to shortstop who was trying to turn a double play. He beat the underhand toss out to second base. Now there might have been a bit of a internal clock issue with our shortstop at the time, who probably didn't have enough respect for the speed of Pete Crow Armstrong. But that's all it takes, is for you to underestimate or not have a feel in the moment, and then shit like that happens. But I enjoyed his approach at the plate. I thoroughly enjoyed watching him, watching his routine before the game, defensively early, like day one. But that's, I like me some PCA. Big fan of PCA.
Well, if you want to go and see the piece of shit stadium in Sacramento, according to Dallas Braden, his words, not mine, you're going to have to download the Game Time app. Yeah, if you download the Game Time app, you can go see that hunk of shit in Sacramento, according to A's broadcaster, Dallas Braden. Can't say the O word.
No.
Yeah, season sold out, yeah?
Believe so.
Yeah, so the whole season's sold out. So the only way you can go see that steaming pile of shit in Sacramento, according to Dallas Braden, is if you download the Game Time app, which makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer that it gets the first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. What are what are those? You got to pay to go on the lawn, I'm assuming? That's not just like a Cape League type, pull up a lawn chair and sit out there?
No, you have to pay to get in. Yeah.
Why is that a crazy question? It's a lawn.
It's a lawn inside the baseball stadium. You just rolling up to a fucking spring training venue going, hey, you got grass?
Yeah, kind of.
Cool if I just...
Yeah, kind of. Depends on the venue. Yeah, you can do that.
Oh, really? You just walk in, not pay?
No spring ticket? Training? Yeah.
Yeah. No. You got to pay to get in the building. And from there, sit wherever the fuck you want. We got grass. Enjoy it. Yeah.
Do you have to bring your own chairs?
Yeah.
BYOC? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Lawn chairs. Like if you want to go sit in a lawn chair, bring your lawn chair. If you want to throw down a blanket, have a picnic. That's what we see a lot. Is there's lawn chairs set up, but folks come in, throw a blanket down. They got their accoutrements, if you will. They're dialed in.
Are you a lawn chair guy? Or are you a blanket guy?
I'm a blanket guy.
Yeah, because you're a pervert. That's why.
I'm a blanket. What the fuck?
Save up to 60% off by buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. Game Time Picks makes last-minute ticket buying easier than ever by quickly highlighting the best deals in the stadium. Save even more when you choose a section and you let Game Time choose the seats for you. They've got all-in pricing. You toggle that feature, it shows the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy your tickets. The lowest price guarantee or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry today. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the promo code BID, and that will get you $20 off your first purchase. Again, terms apply. Create an account. Use the promo code BID for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Lance Lynn retired, Dallas. I know that he's a pal of yours. You have any last words before Jayhay hit some Lance Lynn Nuggs? I'm assuming he has.
I was really hoping for just one last push. Just give me one more go at it. But you know what? That is a career that has played out wonderfully. He's a beautiful human being. I thoroughly enjoy Lance Lynn. I enjoy the conversations I've been able to have with Lance over the years. I enjoy the friendship that we've been able to build. It's been a lot of fun watching, one of the last throwbacks, if you will, just in terms of mentality and approach to the game. Like here's a fastball, man. And let's see what we got. Like I can appreciate that sort of gunslinger mentality. Like I understand the numbers and, he just felt like a throwback from the minute that he showed up. And I appreciate guys like that. So I appreciate the entire career of Lance Lynn. I mean, I think that you'll be able to look back on his career and you'll be able to see like, this is a guy who, flirted with being a consistent 200 inning guy early in his career. So you get that horse label, you get that stallion label. You deal with some injuries and shit, but I think for the most part, when you look up and War Games, what do you got? Ready? What do you got?
I already know I can't play.
Oh, Jared, did you look? Don't be a fucking cheat.
That's integrity, though.
That is
integrity.
That is.
Okay. Do you know
5,
Dallas?
4, 3.
No.
2,
28.7.
Yes, I do know. Well, actually, I can pull it up, but I'm pretty sure I know.
28.7.
So I don't want to guess. 28.7?
Yeah.
Jake, you want to fire off? What do you got?
Let's go 32.3.
Ooh, Jake. I think Jake's the winner. Because Lance Lynn, 30 on the dot. Career B WAR for Lance Lynn, 30 on the dot. So, we
was pretty fucking close.
Yes, you were. You both just hundreds of a point away. Right?
Yeah.
Like the difference between you two?
Mm-hmm.
28.7, Jake 32.3.
Yeah, we were basically on the opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of Lance Lynn was right smack dab in between me and Jake.
Yep. You guys just Eiffel Towered Lance Lynn.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Jayhay, you got some Lance Lynn Nuggs? Your mic is muted.
It's always better when I unmute the mic.
Yes.
Just want to call out a few things on Lance Lynn, couple Nuggs, couple just call outs. Finished in the top 6 of the Cy Young for 3 consecutive seasons from 2019 to 21. Those were the only times that he would register even votes in the Cy Young finishing. So he coupled them all together. He was the workhorse of the 2020 COVID season, which kind of gets lost in the streak of lots of innings pitched, but he threw 84 innings pitched across 13 starts that season, which was an enormous number, led the league in both innings pitched and batters faced. Obviously, was part of the 2011 World Series, which I've called out before as being obviously one of the most memorable World Series that I've gotten to be a part of during my coverage era. And then 2 Nuggs that I wanted to share quickly, specific to his 2019 season. I know he's most known, appropriately so, for being a Cardinal, but his best season statistically actually occurred when he was with the Rangers in 2019. 2 oddities there. His 18 wild pitches not only led Major League Baseball that season, but are the 4th most in a single season in Rangers franchise history. And would you believe that at least by B-WAR, his 7.7 wins above replacement that year is the 2nd best season, tied for, in Rangers franchise history.
What?
By a pitcher.
Wow.
Yes. And you will never, because you got to remember, I know Nolan was on the team. That was not peak Nolan, generally speaking, when he was on the Rangers, right? We all know that.
Yeah,
So, and I think we haven't really talked about it since we did the Mount Rushmore for the Rangers, but the pitching legacy in Texas is just bottom of the barrel league wide in terms of all-time greats and statistics and stuff like that. You will never, ever guess who number 1 by B-WAR single season Rangers franchise history is.
Kevin Millwood.
No.
Give us an era.
It's more obscure than that. It is more recent than that, though. It's
CJ
It's
Wilson.
our era, man. No, more obscure. Not like
Colby
a shithead.
Lewis.
Martin Perez.
Colby Lewis. Both of those are excellent guesses, but both wrong.
Fuck.
So Lance Lynn is tied for second. He's tied with 1974 Fergie Jenkins at 7.7 wins above replacement. 4 is Ken Hill in 1996, and 5 is Charlie Huff in 1985. Okay, that's the list we're talking about
Huff
here, folks.
Daddy.
So, yeah. CJ Wilson's best season, at least with the Rangers, is down around 19. Martin Perez's is 17.
Who's the fucking...
It's not Darvish.
No, who's the... oh, God. Is it Vicente Padilla?
No.
Fuck.
How is it not Cliff Lee?
It's not Cliff Lee.
Yeah, right? Oh, my God.
And the reason it's not Cliff Lee, you have to remember, is because he only spent half season in Texas. Yeah. It was 15 starts. He was fucking awesome. Well, he was really good. Fucking awesome is a little strong. But yeah.
Wow.
Should I just give it to you guys?
Probably.
So we can move on.
Is he lefty or righty?
Lefty. He pitched for them in 18, 19, and the first part of 20. And the reason that Dallas should really get this is because when he left the Rangers, he was traded to the A's.
Wow.
In a deal that was so big, it was for players to be named later and future considerations. Those future considerations ended up being men named Dustin Harris and Marcus Smith. I know you don't know who them. They're not Bruce Chens or anything like that.
Right.
All right, I'm going to give it to you guys. Wait, one more clue.
Okay.
His initials are MM.
Matt Moore.
It was just, damn it.
It's the other one. It's the other MM.
Did Matt Moore pitch for the Rangers? I think he did, right? The other MM.
Yeah. Matt Moore pitched for the Rangers. He never pitched for the A's, though.
This man, it would be too much to call him an A's legend, but he made 4 starts and 5 total appearances, so 1 in relief. He had a 5.48 ERA, but also managed to throw a complete game shutout.
Wow. How am I not?
This guy threw a complete game shutout for the A's?
Yes. In one of 4 starts that he ever made for the A's.
Bobby Kramer.
No.
MM, you fucking idiot.
I was just thinking about
now it's worth noting, now that I'm examining the box score a little closer, that because hold on. This is me having integrity.
Okay, more
because
integrity.
It was the 2020 season, he got credited for a complete game shutout by throwing 7 scoreless. Okay, remember when that was a rule? It was a 9-0 win for the A's in Seattle.
This is the COVID season?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I didn't travel, so that's part of the... What?
So that would have been a doubleheader.
I was going to dismiss whatever excuse you came up with.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
MM has to be...
Bobby Kramer. No.
Is it a Michael? Is it a Mike?
It is a Mike.
It's a Mike. Okay, so it's
we need to. We can't move off of it now.
Yeah, we're Tupac committed. It is.
Holy shit! No way. Hold on. Yes, I know exactly who this is, and he got a fucking deal after this too, didn't he? Yes, he got a deal. I promise you, he got a deal because I'm saying to myself, this is going to fucking he's just earned himself a fucking 2-year deal with this.
He did get a deal from KC. Yeah,
Mike motherfucking Minor.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go.
Well done.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, got that cashola and then proceeded to deliver a 5.44 ERA over his final 40.
You want to talk about
shout out to Mike Minor.
One of the most frustrating dudes to watch pitch for me has nothing to do with his like productivity or nothing at all like that. The fucking
got a little bit to do with that.
No.
Yeah.
The leg kick just fucked with me and it bothered me, and I appreciated it because it was just such a funky fucking thing, but it fucking irritated the hell out of me. And I don't know why. Because I love quirky shit like that. But it bothered me. It bothered me.
Mike Minor.
Mike
That was
motherfucking
awesome.
Minor.
Not still active, yeah?
No.
22 was his last season.
Oh. Just missed.
Finished up with the Reds.
Just missed with that Bobby Kramer.
No, that was really, really close.
Just missed.
Anyway, shout out Lance Lynn. Hope he enjoys retirement.
Yeah. I love how.
Hope he enjoyed the Mike Minor tribute during the Lance Lynn tribute.
Yeah. Yeah. Lance Lynn's retirement spawned a Mike Minor appreciation segment.
The Russian nesting dolls of tributes there.
Good for us.
Some people are clamoring for Family Feud to return on Thursdays during the regular season, Dallas. I don't know if you heard these rumors.
There have been some rumblings.
Mm-hmm.
And Jared, I'm never one to deny the people from what they want.
I mean, it's coming.
Oh,
not yet.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, not yet.
I just hear the music and I do it.
Yeah, not yet.
Well, who's going to handle this then? Who's going to finish this off? You can't. Come on, you can't. What?
Disgusting.
I'm just going to walk around like this for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm. You're going to have to. I say we bring back Family Feud next Thursday, week from today.
I'm in.
What say you, Justin Havens, the host of the program?
Oh, we can do that. We're also prepared to do it today if you want.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh, hey. We're in good shape.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back to Baseball is Dead Family Feud, regular season style. I'm your man, Justin Havens. Yeah, we're doing it. The producer of this show, Jake Yazzie, hit me up last night and was like, Feud? And I was like, fuck yeah, man. Let's do it. So we're back. Thursday feuds during the regular season. Dallas and Jared, the original duo, back in the saddles. I really like this slate of questions this week. I think the point spreads really give us a nice opportunity here.
Can we technically
not too
win?
Easy, not too hard.
Let's start there. Can we technically win?
Oh my God, you guys got like 1,000 points last week. Give me a break, Jesus, whiny babies.
I want to make sure.
Who's going first? I think Dallas. I think Jared went first last time. Oh, you went first last time? I must have misremembered.
Was that the one that it was Dallas and Joe? I don't know that I.
Oh no, Jared. No. Jared went first last time and got 200 points on his own.
Oh yeah,
remember?
Yeah, I was the fucking man. Yeah, remember when I was? Yeah.
Yep. So Dallas, you're up first. Peel them. Pop those.
Peel them.
Pop that top.
Go mop up some piss, you loser. Go mop up some piss.
It's crazy. That sucks, man.
That sucks. His entire furniture set downstairs just chewed, mangled.
Yeah.
Shit trampled all over the couch.
Yeah, all that nice stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to find a piece of paper. Give me 1 second. You would think that would be easy.
All right.
Full of paper.
This fucking discourse. What do you got?
Oh, they hate you, dude.
I know.
They hate you.
Sorry, it's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, it is. It's very much is because they want to like you, and then you go out and you call them Discord or Discourse or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, Dallas did it again," and I'm like, "Never forget who really loves you guys," and they're like, "Yes, Jayhay, we love you."
Yep. Follow the light, mother goose.
All right, here we go. Jake, are you ready?
Let's play some Feud.
Let's fucking do it, man. All right, question number 1. As always, this is out of 100 BID fans. Question 1: name the team that has been the most pleasant surprise through the first week of baseball.
San Diego Padres.
Name the number of players on the Yankees who will hit 30 or more home runs this season.
2.
How many top 3 finishes in the Cy Young vote will Garrett Crochet have over the course of his 6-year extension?
Top 3 over the course of his 6.
Yes.
2.
How many starts, question 4, how many starts will Roki Sasaki make for the Dodgers in September and October combined this season? Starts.
7.
Question 5. The Padres and Dodgers are both 7-0. This was entering last night and entering 3-game series this weekend. How many losses will they have combined when we podcast on Monday? So they have 6 games in front of them. They currently have 0 losses. How many will they have when we podcast on Monday?
3 each, right? No, 2 each. Sorry.
Yeah, 3 games each. So 6 total games. How many losses will they have?
They, I guess 4. They'll lose 2 games each.
Okay, got it. Thank you, sir.
Fucking scramble. God, I hate fucking math.
All right.
Ready, piss boy?
Hello.
Hey, how we doing?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Great. You want to know Dallas's number?
Did he get more than 100?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Woohoo. Okay. Do we have the sound if he doubles up, or am I making the sound?
I'll do it. I got it.
I mean, I don't know. I usually play the sound.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. Yeah. I know the answers. I'll tell him.
Okay. All right, Jared, you ready? As always, it's out of 100 fans.
Yes.
Question number 1. Name the team that has been the most pleasant surprise through the first week of baseball.
Padres. Oh, shit. Fuck. The Cardinals.
Look at that man right there.
Fucking.
Name the number of players on the Yankees who will hit 30 or more homers this season.
2. Fuck. 1.
Question 3. How many top 3 finishes in the Cy Young vote will Garrett Crochet have over the course of his 6-year extension?
3.
How many starts will Roki Sasaki make for the Dodgers in September and October combined this season? Starts.
5.
The Padres, this was entering last night, but the question still applies. The Padres and Dodgers are both 7-0 and entering the 3-game series this weekend. So they have 6 games coming up before we podcast again after today. Okay. How many losses will they have combined when we podcast on Monday?
3.
Thank you. One moment, please.
We won that. We crushed. Jake's already done the math. We won.
Right. Are we ready? Or are you smiling because you fuckheads lost?
No.
Here we go. Ready? Question number 1. Name the team that has been the most pleasant surprise through the first week of baseball. Both of you tried for the Padres. Good thinking there. 40 points for the Padres. Dallas came through with that first. Jared came up with the Cardinals, a less popular answer overall, tied for something. I'm not going to bother looking it up. 1 point.
Who the fuck was second?
Marlins.
The Fish walking off the Buccos fucking 3 days in a row, dude.
Stupid.
White Sox were third. Angels, Rangers, Giants, Braves.
That's just like
Blue Jays.
That's
and
just
A's
that's
all
just the
received
voters getting it wrong again, per usual.
Well,
anyways.
that's part of the when you give the people the vote, sometimes they get it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Question 2. We have 41 points entering question 2. Name the number of players on the Yankees who will hit 30 or more homers this season. DB said 2. You both tried for 2. That was, again, the number 1 answer. 36 points. So we're up to 77 points there. Jared tried Tried for one.
Tried for-
The number 2 answer.
Oh,
23 points.
There you go.
Which means you guys are at 100. You're halfway there.
Cruising.
2 questions in.
Cruising. I don't like your tone.
Question 3, Garrett Crochet. How many top 3 finishes in the Cy Young vote will Garrett Crochet have over the course of his 6-year extension? Dallas said 2. That was 31 points. We're up to 131, fellas. Jared was like, why don't I get more points? He said 3. That's 32 points.
Outstanding.
So we're up to 163 now.
Feeling good about
3 questions. You guys need 37 total points.
Feeling good.
And you have 2 questions and 4 answers remaining. How many starts? Probably the most difficult question of the batch. How many starts will Roki Sasaki make for the Dodgers in September and October combined this season? Really good question by whoever came up with this one. Really interesting.
I appreciated that question very much.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that you I gave you time to say it. You didn't, so I came in and said it. You said 7 starts. That was 9 points, tied for the 6th most common answer. So we're chugging along. I mean, that's not bad. That's 172 now. Jared, on the other hand, there was a little bit of panic setting in, but he went with 5. The number 1 overall answer.
Wow.
15 points.
Look at that.
187. So we got 1 question left.
So they didn't have him making. They don't have him making postseason starts.
Doesn't feel like they have a lot of postseason starts being made there. Last question. The Padres and Dodgers both unbeaten right now. They have 6 games coming up combined until we podcast again. How many losses will they have when we podcast? Dallas, he said 4. He has them scuffling this weekend.
No. 4 total, 2 losses each.
Yeah,
okay.
Which is 4.
Okay.
Yep. They can't lose 8 games.
Yeah.
It's 6 total games. I know you didn't mean 4 each.
Yeah, 1 a series. They're losing 1 game a series.
It's a 3-game series.
Yeah, they're losing 1 game a series.
This guy, man.
He's a lot.
He is a lot, but we love him.
Yeah, we do.
He said, Dallas said 4. Jared said 3. It doesn't matter which one we read first. You guys did it.
Absolutely.
For the record, 4 got 21 points. 3 was the number 1 overall answer, 45 points. So you got 66 out of that question, which means your total was 253.
Domination. Just fucking
nicely done.
If I had gone first and was credited for those first 2 questions, I would have had a fucking another monster round.
Wow. I mean, you know, more about the team victory, I would assume, for you guys at this point. But yeah,
it's
you know what that is?
Always,
that's
it's always
that
good.
A-Rod mentality creeping through again from Jared. That's what that is.
No.
Hate to see it. Hey, look at me. Oh, the team won. Yeah, but look at me. Hey, but look at me. But look at me. But look at me.
Well, I am the best
great
player.
Team. Great team. That's. Do you have Steve Harvey's autograph?
No, I don't.
No. Well.
No, I wish I did. I love Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I do love the show. I have a lot of respect for the show.
Be great if we could get Steve Harvey on the podcast, but you know, he doesn't really like Dallas after that whole thing.
Yeah.
Guy invited me to
I'm
dinner.
sure we should email him clips of this, and well, I guess maybe he would shut us down, but maybe he might appreciate it.
Maybe. No, he'd probably hate it.
Yeah, he'd probably hate it. He'd be like, who's this dickhead trying to be me?
Yeah, I was going to say, he's fucking start to feel the walls closing in, Jayhay. He catches wind of what's
He
going on.
sure would.
Yeah. Hard to be humble.
I mean, shit, Family Feud was Steve Harvey's like 45th job. There's no saying that it can't be mine.
That's true. You got any Nuggs to take us into the weekend, Jayhay?
Yeah, I sure do. We were talking about Suzuki earlier. This is more of a hot take before the Nug, but I'm going to say that he's on the very short list now for the most underappreciated players in baseball. Like he's just straight up one of the half dozen or so best hitters in the National League. It doesn't matter what period of time you're looking at, since the start of 23, the start of 24. He's obviously off to an incredible start this year. But I just feel like people don't recognize him as that level of bat. And if we're talking bat, that's where he is. And if you look at what he's done over the last 4 games, which coincided with the series against the A's, he hit 4 homers. He had 9 total hits, and he had 11 RBI. He is the 3rd Cubs player in the wild card era to hit those marks over any 4-game stretch. The only others to do so are Sammy Sosa during the 2002 season and Aramis the Promise Ramirez in April of 2004. So it's been 21 years since anybody did what Suzuki did over a 4-game series for the Cubs. So shout out to the A's in that regard. We paid off the Dodgers earlier, but do just want to say 8-0 is now officially the best start for a defending champion in terms of consecutive wins in Major League Baseball history. Fitting for that team to be the one to do so. Zach Gallen absolutely shoved last night at Yankee Stadium. 13 strikeouts, 0 walks, and 0 runs. The visiting pitchers who have ever done that regular season or postseason at Yankee Stadium, it was Gallen last night, and coincidentally Carlos Rodon as a member of the White Sox in 2021. Zach Gallen, obviously a pending free agent, so nice little start to have on his resume early in this season. And then Garrett Crochet last night, Jared mentioned it, but 8 scoreless in his first post-extension start. First Red Sox pitcher with a start of 8 or more scoreless within the first 6 games of a team season since Pedro Martinez in 2001. Those are the Nuggs.
Look at that. Beautiful. Dallas, anything you want to say to take us into the weekend?
Yeah, we've had some Slab Lab alumni that have been absolutely dealing. You guys last night, Jayhay just touched on the outstanding Zach Gallen performance, and just even more specifically, the curveball that he talked about a lot on the Slab Lab was on full fucking display. Just absolutely undressed the Bronx Bombers to the tune of the 13 punch out line that Jayhay dropped on you. Paul Skenes, also Slab Lab alum, 7 solid innings, just alum, 7 solid innings, just 3 hits allowed, 1 run. It was not earned, and he punched 6 tickets. And give it a Lesty, Rags, Cole Reagans, 5 solid, 1 earned run allowed. He had 10 tickets punched as well. Logan Webb the day before, he also had a great performance, 7 solid innings, just 1 run allowed. He punched 6 tickets. Not calling it the Slab Lab rub, but they're calling it the Slab Lab rub.
I have a separate final thought if we're at that part.
Please.
Beyond the Nuggs. I meant to do this yesterday, but just want to give a shout out, rest in peace to Val Kilmer. Specifically, rest in peace to Mad Mardigan. I know that's very special to Dallas's heart, and it's special to mine as well. So I did want to leave us with a quote. Your power has enchanted me. I stand helpless against it. Come to me now. Tonight, let me worship you in my arms.
Wow. Powerful.
Willow.
Matt Barnigan, way!
I don't know what you're talking
I even
about.
fell asleep. I even fell asleep last night to Top Gun.
Fellas, meet Lug. See, we could just do a whole Willow quoting portion of the podcast. If we wanted to.
Sounds like Jared's into it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Mad Mardigan, all-time character, man.
Yeah. Never forget.
Not mentioned once in the entire AP news story about Val Kilmer, which I read from start to finish. Didn't mention Willow once. Kind of crazy, if you ask me.
How?
I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's not like it was directed by Ron Howard or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like a real.
It's a real movie. It's a fucking solid flick.
As far as I'm concerned, it's Top Gun, Tombstone, Heat, and then Willow.
Dude, that is Jayhay. That might be my Val Kilmer list right there in order.
Don't need to go much beyond that.
Incredible movie, and still one of the best shootout action scenes in cinematic history. Not even
Jared,
close.
have you seen Willow?
Never heard of it before.
You should put the film. We've talked about this before. I know But you should pull the whole family together.
Yep.
Maybe after that the dog talking to, and
Yeah.
maybe like, after a scolding, you bring everybody together and it's like, now we're going to watch Willow as a family tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And you just take it in.
Yeah. Because if you tell him, like, look, if we don't take care of this little pup, he could grow into one of these rabid fucking wolves here. And we don't need that.
Don't need that.
Well, and they'll understand that it's a Val Kilmer tribute too, which I'm sure your family will.
Yeah, they know Val Kilmer. Yeah.
Anyway,
Jake Stakes.
Just go have fun cleaning up that birthday piss, Jared.
Yep. That's every second that goes by, I'm like, how many pisses will be down there? How many puddles? You got to turn on the lights and down there and make sure you hit the reflection at the right angle, because if you don't, you're not going to see that piss, and you're going to step in it, and then you're going to track it all over the house, and then you got even more piss.
Now you know how Ellen felt picking up your fucking tube socks throughout high school, walking through that bedroom with a black light. Good Lord.
That's crazy.
I know.
My mom loves me a lot.
I don't even wear tube
Jared's so
socks.
pissed at the Mad Mardigan aside because it cost him like 3 extra pisses.
Correct. Yep. All right.
Man.
We'll be back on Monday. Everyone enjoy your weekend of baseball. We'll be right back here with more Baseball is Dead for you. Again, very happy to be back too. 3 episodes a week. Tell your friends. I know you have baseball fan friends that are on the family. We don't listen to podcasts. Well, guess what? Now you do. You ever check out a baseball podcast? Listen to this one. It's, there's plenty of people that maybe they're not podcast people, but they have their desk jobs and they need to pass the time at work. Be like, dude, try Baseball is Dead. You're in fantasy baseball leagues. I know you are. Tell the people in your fantasy baseball leagues, hey, have you guys checked out Baseball is Dead? That's how we grow.
Oh,
we grow together. We grow as one.
I do have, this is a nice message for the pod here. Fairly big in the authenticator space. I can tell you that. The authenticators across the game, fans of Baseball is Dead.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Love that.
I was showing off my torpedo in the clubhouse, and the couple of the authenticators wanted to get a peek at it. So I unsheathed it, let them handle it. They were impressed. I told them they could find a incredible interview on Baseball is Dead with our man Gary from Birdman, and they said, fucking done, downloaded. My buddies have been telling me about this. Then they dropped some names and confirmed it. So there you have it.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, Dallas, I just got the best birthday present that I could ask for.
Really?
Yep.
What was that?
You want to know what it is?
I'd love to know what that is.
High fly ball, left field. Carlson back it up, and see you later. There it is. Bregman is first in a Red Sox uniform. 2-0 Sox.
I gotta go.
Good for you.
First Breggy bomb in a Red Sox uniform on my birthday.
That's what we call a birthday Breggy bomb.
Mm-hmm. That's my guy there.
Happy birthday from Breggy to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully
got a birthday text from my manager this morning. That was nice.
It's fantastic.
Now I got a Breggy bomb for my birthday.
Good. Go celebrate. Let's hope the Red Sox can handle, can hang on to this
excuse me.
lead.
What did you say? What'd you call them?
So let's hope the Red Sox can hang on to
Red
this lead.
Sox. Yeah. Yeah. No, they will. They will.
Yeah.
I'm going to go clean up some piss and watch the game, brother.
Right on. Go Sox.
All right.
We out.